Welcome back to our channel. Today's a beautiful day, but the news coming out of Salem is anything but beautiful. We are diving deep into the massive July sweeps predictions for days of our lives. Grab a snack and get comfortable, because this is a huge one. And let me just start by dropping a massive, heavy hint right out of the gate. The July sweeps, they run from June 25 to July 20, and they are looking incredibly dark, like really dark, especially for Sarah Horton, because it looks like Sarah is going to face a very tragic end, a heartbreaking conclusion to her storyline, and it all ties back to DiMera and the dirty secrets hiding inside DiMera Enterprises. So let's get right into the messy, unfiltered details, because things are about to get wild. So DiMera is about to make a huge, shocking move. He fires Sarah. He just straight up fires her from her job at the hospital. And his excuse? He tells her he doesn't need her help anymore. He claims her services are no longer required. But we all know that is a total lie. A massive, clunky lie. EJ is just covering his tracks, because Sarah is investigating DiMera Enterprises Pharmaceuticals, and EJ absolutely hates it when people poke around his dirty deals. He's a control freak, and Sarah is threatening his control. But let's back up and do a raw information dump on why Sarah is investigating in the first place. Because it all started with a patient. Sarah lost a patient recently, a young woman named Destiny Rowland. And it wasn't just Destiny. Destiny's sister, Clea, she also died under very suspicious circumstances. We are talking about overdoses, but not just regular street drug overdoses. Tainted drugs, a bad batch of a drug called Coraceal, and all the evidence, all the shady paper trails, they lead right back to DiMera Pharmaceuticals. So Sarah is digging. She wants justice for Destiny and Clea, and she is not doing it alone, because Sarah pulled Brady Black into this mess. Brady is playing private investigator now that he joined Black Patch, but Brady isn't quite ruthless enough to handle the DiMeras. He plays by the rules too much. So Sarah secretly brings in Xander Cook, her ex-husband, the bad boy, because Xander is a guy who knows how to get dirty. He knows how to threaten people. So now you have Brady and Xander both poking the angry DiMera bear. And EJ is seriously feeling the heat. But how does EJ even find out about this secret investigation? Rita. Yes, Rita. She is always snooping around. She figures out what is going on in a hot minute. She sees the connections, and she runs straight to EJ to spill the beans. So EJ panics, just raw, unfiltered panic. EJ is wearing Stefano's ring these days. He thinks he is the new Phoenix. He thinks he is untouchable, but he is making sloppy mistakes. And firing Sarah in a panic is definitely one of them, because EJ needs a cover story to fire her. And he uses Holly Jonas. Yes, Holly's drug drama becomes EJ's convenient excuse. Holly has some serious pill issues going on right now. She was caught with pills. She is acting twitchy. She passed out at the Horton cabin. And EJ uses this tragedy. He spins Holly's drug drama to justify firing Sarah. He probably claims Sarah missed the signs, or mishandled Holly's care, or something equally ridiculous. Like he is protecting the hospital's reputation. But it makes no sense. It is just a smokescreen. A really clunky, obvious smokescreen to get Sarah out of the way. And let's talk about the tainted drugs themselves, because this is the absolute craziest part of the whole storyline. The bad batch of pills, the Coraceal, it has arsenic in it. Arsenic, that is old school lethal poison. And arsenic is super hard to get rid of in the manufacturing process. You can't just throw it in the trash. It has to be registered. It has to be disposed of safely according to strict environmental laws, because it is really hard to destroy. But DiMera Enterprises didn't do that. They took the cheap, illegal way out. They buried it. And where did they bury this toxic, arsenic-laced nightmare? Near the Horton cabin? Yes. The exact same Horton cabin where the teen scene just had their little summer getaway, where Holly, Tate, Ari, and Aaron were hanging out, where Holly mysteriously passed out after a campfire story. So now it all connects. Holly's sudden health issues, the pills, the arsenic buried in the woods seeping into the ground. It is a massive environmental and public health crisis, and EJ is desperately trying to cover it up before the authorities find out. But wait, it gets even worse for EJ, because his own flesh and blood is turning against him. Johnny DiMera. Johnny is the co-CEO of DiMera Enterprises right now. He stepped up with Theo Carver to fix the family legacy, to make the company good again. But Steve and Brady asked Johnny to look into the tainted drug history from the inside. And Johnny agreed. He thought he was being so stealthy, digging through old files, looking for the arsenic disposal records. But Rita caught him. Rita catches everyone. So now EJ knows his own son is digging into the arsenic cover-up. And EJ has to confront Johnny. He has to sit his son down and confess, or at least spin a massive web of lies to get Johnny to back off. So it is a full-on family war brewing inside the DiMera mansion. EJ is trying to protect his dirty pharmaceutical deals and his own freedom, and Johnny's trying to do the right thing, but EJ will crush anyone in his way, even his own son, because that is what Stefano would do. And firing Sarah, that is not going to stop the investigation at all. It is actually going to make it 10 times worse, because Sarah is stubborn. She is a Horton, and now she has nothing to lose. She doesn't have her job at the hospital to worry about anymore. She doesn't have to play by the hospital board's rules. So she is going to go full rogue with Xander by her side. And Xander loves a good fight, especially against EJ. Xander and EJ already had a screaming match recently, so this is just throwing gasoline on the fire. But this brings me back to the tragic end for Sarah. The heartbreaking prediction for July sweeps, because EJ is not playing games anymore. He is fully turning into a monster. Susan Banks warned us about this. She had her psychic premonitions. She came back to Salem and said her Elvis was turning into Stefano, and she was right. EJ is ruthless now. He threatened Kristen. He terrified Gwen so much she is taking extreme precautions for her life. He kidnapped people, and now Sarah is squarely in his crosshairs. So what happens when Sarah gets too close to the truth? What happens when she and Xander actually find the buried arsenic near the Horton cabin? EJ will have to silence her. That is the DiMera way. Dead men tell no tales. And Sarah is literally digging her own grave by investigating this. Out by the Horton cabin in the dark woods, it is going to be devastating, because Sarah just confessed her love to Brady. She is trying to build a future, but she is still magnetically drawn to Xander. She is torn between two men, and a tragic end for Sarah would absolutely destroy both of them. It would shatter Brady. It would send Xander off the deep end into pure villainy again. It would set up a massive, violent revenge storyline for the fall sweeps. Brady and Xander uniting to take down EJ DiMera once and for all. But for now, we just have to watch Sarah walk right into the trap, because she won't stop digging for destiny. And EJ won't stop covering up his crimes. He has too much to lose. The hospital, the company, his freedom. So that is the massive July sweeps prediction. The tainted Cordial drugs, the deadly arsenic, the toxic waste at the Horton cabin, Holly's addiction used as a dirty cover-up, Johnny's heartbreaking betrayal of his father, and Sarah's tragic, looming downfall. It is raw. It is messy. It is pure, unfiltered soap opera gold. And I can't wait to see it all explode on our screens, because Salem is about to burn to the ground, and EJ is holding the match. Let us know what you think in the comments. Will Sarah survive? Will EJ get caught? Keep watching.